single-handedly the biggest mistake that I've made in my past relationships has been honesty. Something so simple, something that is so easy to do, yet so hard to do at the same time. Something that was so challenging for me, yet it didn't need to be. It was just a lack of maturity. It was just a lack of care, almost, in a sense, a lack of emotional intelligence. That's what it really was. I would hide certain things from my partner. I would do certain things that I knew weren't necessarily loyal. It wasn't like I was cheating, but it was like micro cheating. I would hide certain things from my partner, and it was never fair to that person. It was never fair to her for me to be doing these things not behind her back. And I used to lie to her, and I never did anything technically cheating, but at the same time it definitely was cheating. At the same time it definitely wasn't right. It's something that I'm not afraid to talk about, something I'm not afraid to own up to. A big part of life is owning up to your mistakes and taking accountability for the things that you do and the things that you did in your past, but also learning from those things. Taking accountability, but also learning from that, and not just saying, oh yeah, that was my fault, and doing the same thing over again. Is saying, yeah, that was my fault, but not doing the same thing ever again, and learning from that. And honestly, I made the same mistake repeatedly over and over again. This certain person has allowed me in their life over and over and over again, and given me so many chances, yet I would do the same thing over and over again. And I'm forever grateful for this person, and they mean the world to me, and they have given me so many chances, and they still care about me, and they're still in my life. And that's super lucky. I'm super lucky to say that. And we've had our ups and downs, but I'm super lucky to say that this person is still in my life. This person is still around, yet despite all the things that I've done to her, all the things that we've been through, and not to say that she hasn't done things to me, but it's definitely been me more than her. I've definitely done way more wrong than she has done wrong to me, and that's something that I will take accountability for. That's something that I know I have done wrong, and that's something that I am learning from every single day. That's something that I'm getting better at every single day, even if I make mistakes here and there still. It's something that I know I'm getting better at, and that's something that I'm limiting my mistakes on. And nobody deserves to be hidden things from, especially if they're in a romantic relationship, or even family, or even friends. You shouldn't be lying to people. And that's a hard thing that a lot of people have, is lying to people to try and please everybody. And that's something that I used to do, was try and please everybody, try to make sure everybody was happy, even with the things that I was doing wrong, even if I was doing things that weren't I was doing things that would make people in my life unhappy, but I was hiding it from them just to keep them happy. But in reality, what it did was just hurt them even more in the long run, because they're going to find out, bro. People are going to find out when you lie. It doesn't matter if it's a month or 2 months or two years. They're going to find out eventually. The truth is going to come out, and eventually, it's just going to break trust. And this is what I did. This is my personal experience, and I'm sitting down here talking about it because that's what's on my mind today. And even now, even today, even weeks ago, even the past couple weeks, I still haven't been completely honest with people in my life, and I've been a lot better at it. I really have. But honesty has always been a problem with me, and as of late, though, it has definitely been a strong suit. It's something that I have really been focusing on, because I know it's something that has really been a negative in my life, something that is really not needed to be there, something that doesn't need to be done. You don't need to lie. You don't need to lie to impress people. You don't need to lie to make people feel better. You just need to be honest, because I would rather have somebody be honest to me than have someone lie to me just to make me feel better. I would rather be hurt temporarily right now than extend my pain, extend my, just prolong the pain, because it's going to happen eventually. You're going to find out they lie, and the more you lie, the bigger hole you dig for yourself. And we all can agree to that. Every time that we've lied, it just doesn't feel good with us. It doesn't feel good, no matter if we got away with it or not. It doesn't feel good. And getting back to what I was saying with relationships, is you should never lie to a person that you're with, especially relationship, like romantically wise, and even anybody. You should never really lie to anybody. You should always try and be as honest with everybody as you can be, because I feel like when you lie to somebody else, you're really just lying to yourself, and then eventually you're going to make your whole life up to be a bunch of lies. Your life will become a bunch of lies, a bunch of little tiny lies that you didn't think were a big deal turn out to make something, aka your whole life, a big lie. And then you're going to realize one day that, damn, all these things that I kept telling everybody, all the things I kept telling myself that weren't true, now that's what I think is true, but in reality I have nothing, and my whole life is a lie. Everything that I made myself out to be isn't that, and I am not that person. And then when it comes down to it, you have to hold up all these lies. You have to hold up and act like these lies are still true, even when you don't even think about them anymore, because other people hold you up to that. You could say, oh, I make $1 million a year, and people are gonna hold you up to it, like, oh, how's your $1 million job? You're like, it's doing great. But then when it comes down to it, you have nothing to show for it, because it was a lie. That's a very big lie. That's a very drawn out lie, but that's just an example, right? But yeah, and a big thing that I've struggled with was dishonesty, and hiding things from people and just to make them feel better. And that's something that you can't do anymore, man. You can't be like that. And that's just a lack of emotional, maturity. And, that's something that I have definitely gotten a lot better at. That's something that I'm not perfect at. I'm not perfect by any means, and I still make mistakes. But, the fact that I could be aware of it, the fact that we can be aware of our mistakes, the fact that we can actually apply what we learn from our mistakes. Like I said, losses are really not losses. They're just learning opportunities, but only if you make them that, right? You can have a loss, but if you don't learn from it, and if you don't actually take action from it, then it really is a loss. But a loss is what you make of it. You can either make a mistake, you can lie to somebody, right, and break their trust, and they can never talk to you again, and you can learn from that for your next relationship. Or you could break their trust, but they could still keep you in your life. But you need to learn from that. You cannot keep making the same mistakes over again, and that's something that I have done. I kept making the same mistakes over and over again, and kept lying and kept hiding things from this certain person that did not deserve that. And not only did they not deserve that, but I didn't deserve that, because I'm lying to them, and it's hurting my relationship. It's hurting my happiness, just holding up these lies and just holding up and hiding these things from people. And deep down, it feels so terrible. And that person always found out. That person always found out, no matter what happened, no matter what the circumstances. And God made sure they found it every single time, just so I would learn every single time. And yet I still failed to learn. But this time is different. This time I'm going to learn. This time I have learned. This time I'm growing. This time we are maturing. This time we are getting better. And I'm talking to us. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to you when I'm talking to this camera right here. Because we are learning, we are growing, but we have to actually change. We have to actually become that. We have to stop being dishonest. We have to stop lying to people in our life that we care about. Because if we really cared about them, then we wouldn't lie to them. We wouldn't hide these things from them, and we wouldn't do things that we need to hide from them. We would be open and honest, and we would be completely truthful with how we feel, with what we do, with who we see, who we hang out with, whatever. We will not hide it. And if that person did not want you to do these specific things, and you knew that what you were doing was wrong, and it broke their boundaries that they set for you guys, and it made them unhappy, then why would you continue to do it? And I'm talking to me, because I used to be that person. I used to lie to my partner. I used to be dishonest. I used to hide things to my partner from my partner, just because I was afraid to be alone, just because maybe this person and I weren't having the best relationship at the moment. So then I would go and seek attention from somebody else because they gave it to me, and seek attention and hide it from my partner. And that was something that you should never do. That is something that I should have never done. But I did, and I am okay with embracing that today, because I am not that today. That is not me now, and that is not me ever again after this. And I can say that all I want, but actions speak louder than words. Talk is cheap, and I know I need to actually do these actions. And like I said, luckily this person is still in my life, but they shouldn't really be. I've done so many things to this person. They should not be in my life. They have every right to not be in my life, but they are still there because they care about me, and I am so grateful and so lucky for that. But I cannot be taking that for granted anymore. I cannot be doing these things to a certain person because they don't deserve that, because they've given me so many chances, and I love them, and I really care about them. And if I really do love and care about them, then I will show them, and I will actually do what I tell them I'm going to do. I will do what I tell myself I'm going to do, and that's be honest with not only me, with not only them, with everybody in my life. Be honest, because why do you need to lie? Tell people how you feel, and if they don't like it, then that's okay. But you can't keep hiding things from people. You can't keep lying. You can't keep being dishonest, especially in relationships, because that's the one person that is always going to be there for you. Maybe not always there for you, but is there for you in the moment and really loves and cares about you, especially your family too. Don't be lying to them, bro. Don't be lying to anybody, a matter of fact. We don't need to lie. We just need to be honest. And if we're lying to make ourselves look better in this life, then we are not doing something right. We're doing something wrong. You need to just be better, and just let your truths tell who you are. Let your truths be you. That's it. Because why lie about something to make yourself look better when you could just do something to make yourself look better and then tell the truth about it? If that makes any sense. It makes sense in my head. But yeah, be honest with everybody in your life, especially relationships. And I know it's hard to sometimes, but you just have to, because it'll work out so much better in the long run. And trust me, lying will never get you anywhere. I promise you, especially relationship-wise. They will always find out, and if they don't find out, it's gonna continue a bad streak of you lying and thinking you can get away with it, and then eventually you're not gonna get away with it, and eventually you're gonna break that trust. And that's something I did, and it's so hard to rebuild trust in this life, but you can do it. But you have to continue to be honest, and you can't afford to lie anymore. From now on, you can't afford to lie, especially to the people in your life that you care about, because if you cared about them, like I said, you would not lie to them. And I'm talking to me. Anyways, that's the video for today. Be honest with people. Don't lie to people, because when you lie to people, you lie to yourself. The words you speak out into the universe is exactly like you're talking to yourself, because your brain doesn't tell the difference between you talking to somebody and you talking to yourself. Anyways, I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay positive, stay true. Don't forget to stay you. That's the most important part. And as always, you know what I'm going to do, because we do it almost every day. I missed yesterday, but we're going to make a double upload so that way we make up for it. Is catch you in the next video, because we do it almost every day. I love y'all. Peace.